Seeing that the bourse is rallying quite heavily, are foreign investors back on the bourse?
The current trend of the market, which is upward, we saw the market gaining 1.06% today. Basically, I would say that the major factor behind the sustainable upward trend of the market is mainly because of the interest that investors have shown in value stocks, majorly, stocks that are banking stocks. So in a nutshell, I would say that the major driver of this upward movement of the market is the banking stock. And a look at the banking sector, going by Stanbic IBTC banking index, shows that the banking sector has gained 20% since the beginning of this year. And if we are to compare that with the year-to-date appreciation of the market, which is just about 13%, we will see that the banking sector is moving faster than the market. And that is basically what we could say is responsible for the current upward trend of the market.
Well, staying with the banking sector, since the beginning of the week, we're seeing the likes of Guarantee Bank, Finbank showing great momentum since Monday. Would you say that these stocks still hold value for investors?
Yes, I would say that these stocks have significant upside potentials. And if we look at it, we look at Guarantee Trust Bank, for example, and we look also at Skybank. These banks, if you look at the price to book value of the banks, they appear pretty cheap. And on a sector basis, you see the banking sector trading at price to book value of about 1.06 times compared to the entire market, which is in the neighborhood of 3.7 times. And that's an indication that even though the banking sector is moving faster than the market, it is pretty cheaper than the market. And one will expect that major value stocks in that sector are basically Access Bank, Guaranteed Trust Bank, and as well as Skybank. And I believe that investors are taking position simply because of the value they have noticed in the stocks.
Well, I'm also trying to gauge, is that purely based on sentiments? Because we heard that there's a great investor confidence towards the banking sector because of the succession plan that was announced by the CEOs, as well as the tenure plan for the banking CEOs.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it is based on sentiment. Yeah, if we are to dig further, we will say that the banking sector as a whole is driven both by sentiment and also by value. But I would say it is more of value. If we look at the banks that appear to have failed the CBN test, we notice that those banks have recorded significant appreciation. One would believe that that is not because investors have seen any significant values in the stocks, but basically because of ridiculously low prices as at the end of last year, and some investors were looking to take speculative positions. But at the same time, we still have some banks that are pretty cheap, which are really supported by valuations. And those are the kinds of Access Bank, Diamond Bank, Sky Bank, as well as Guaranteed Trust Bank. So, and as well, even First Bank is not left out. So one would expect that the trade in these stocks are not really based on sentiment. It is rather based on the values that investors have seen in the stocks.
All right, Tajudeen, just before you go, tell us how you expect the market to close tomorrow.
For tomorrow trading, I expect the upward trend to be sustained tomorrow, and that is basically because of the interest that investors have really shown, which is pretty keen in the market. Coming into the market to take on value stocks, for future significant upward movement in prices.